Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jvalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisingham Vishnavaram Mrityum Namamaham. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Nrisimhaya Damstra Kralavadanaya Ghorarvaya Vajranakhaya Jwalamanine Mama Vignan Pacha Pacha Mama Bhayam Bindi Bindi Mama Shatrun Vidravaya Mama Rishtan Prabhanjaya Chata Chata Hana Chindi Mama Bhishtam Puraya Mama Raksha Hammat Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasingaya Namaste Jasya Virabhirbhava Vajranakha Vajradamstra Karma Sayan Randaya Tamo Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Atmanim Uishtamam Shraum. Namaste Narasimhaya. Bhakta Shiromani Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai! Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai! Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai! Narasimha Chaturdashi Mahamahotsav ki Jai! Gaura Premanande! Oh, glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Assembled devotees. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga. Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And now we feel Narasimhadev manifested. Because Narasimhadev doesn't come just because of some ancient structures of temples. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Today, I don't know how I even dare to touch this such a deep subject matter as Narasimha Leela. It's impossible definitely to describe the glorious advent of Lord Narasimhadev in this world. I want to speak about the glory of his pure devotee Prahlad Maharaj, who was just merely 5 years old boy. He himself expressed, "My dear Lord, why did you appear? It's most astonishing, most surprising thing. Why you appearing?" And Prahlad Maharaj, he says, "My dear Lord, I can see so many great personalities present here." He says, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, all demigods, saintly people, Agastya Rishi, Bhrigu Rishi, great saintly people present here, but you never came for them. But you just came from the pillar just for my sake. And who am I? Same prayers he's offering, "My dear Lord, who am I?" Brahma daya suragana munayocha siddha satvai katanakatayo vachaswam pravahai naraditum purugunai adunapi viprahu kim toshum arhasi sami harir ugra jati. I am boy, was born ugra jati. I am demoniac, rakshas. I am rakshas. And I was born in Mlecha family. And my father, whose surgical operation we just completed, open surgery, no anesthesia, nothing. I am his son, by the way. Baap ka beta, sipai ka ghoda, kuch nahi to thoda thoda. Baap ka beta. I am his son. And he came not for Brahmaji. Lord Brahma, his body made out of intelligence. Can you imagine? I was mentioning other day, 97% of body of Lord Brahma made out of intelligence and only 3% of false ego. Lakshmi Devi, all these great powerful demigods of this universe, you never came to them. But you put your lotus hand on my head and you lick my cheek. Who am I? Now I understand, my Lord. Nobody can attract you. Nobody can attract you, neither by great power of mystic yoga, beauty, vast knowledge, not by big projects and temples. Nothing attracts you to you. Manye dhana vijana rupa tapashrutojas. He says that in Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto. I understand, not by all material qualification one can attract you. Nobody. Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayuthapaya. Only by bhakti somebody can attract your attention. As Rupa Goswami, he prays in his wonderful Stavavari, he says, "Where was the piety of Mrigari hunter? Where was the piety of the great hunter, sinful? Where was the beauty of Kubja? Where was the opulence of Sudama? Where was the maturity of Dhruva? Where was the chivalry bhav and mood of Ugrasena Maharaj?" None of them, they had any qualification. Lord Madhava only attracted by bhakti. Bhavagrahi Janardana. So Krishna explains himself in Bhagavad Gita. Striya Vaishya Tata Shudrasti Piyanti Paramgatim. Door for liberation open to everyone. Even to considerably, according to Shastra, low species of life, Shudras, Mlechas, Striya, female also considered in that scale as a less intelligent. Not spiritually speaking, but speaking in terms of yoni. Sarva yunishu kauntiya murtaya sambhavanti yahtisham brahma mahadunir aham vijah pradakhtita. Species of life. All kind of less qualified people, they can go back to Godhead, no problem. How? Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto explains, Prasangam ajaram pasam atmanam kavayo viduhu sa eva sadhu shukrito moksha dvaram apavritam. Every intelligent man, Kavi, he knows that attachment to anything material in this world is a cause of going to hell, bondage in this material world. But the same affection, same attachment directed towards sadhu, saintly person, Saiva sadhu shukrito moksha dvaram apavritam, it opens the doors for liberation. That's why it's so important in such a wonderful festivals like NARASIMHA CHATURDASHI. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that festivals, they are mother of bhakti, because this is a wonderful opportunity to glorify Lord. Gunakathamrita. To, and this is actually medicine in this Kali Yuga. Nivritta tarsharupagiya manas bhava aushadhi chutramano bhiramat sa uttama shloka gunarvadat. Bhava aushadhi. Everybody in this material world, they have very severe stage of disease, bhava roga, identification with this body. And like never before, this is so important to cure this disease. In the age of Kali, especially nowadays, when the world is filled with tears, practically all of us now, we are swimming in the ocean of tears. Not only Ukrainians or Iranian people. Everybody. This is ocean mrityu samsara sagarat. And if you really want to escape from this world, we definitely have to be confronted. We have to be attached to the saintly people. Saiva sadhu shukrito. And Srila Prahlad Maharaj, he was a saintly boy with wonderful qualities of saintly person. And I don't know how much time we have today to discuss. 15 minutes? Because everybody hungry, I know. Okay, 16 minutes. I don't know, for me it's very difficult to squeeze such an important message in even half an hour. Trust me, it's very difficult. But because I was going today and I was thinking, what can I tell to people? Isn't it? Devotees, sometimes people say the variety mother of enjoyment. But for devotees, same thing every year, Nrsimha Chaturdashi. And everybody, when you're coming, everybody knows the Leela from beginning to the end. Everybody knows everything. And still this guy is coming together and hearing again and again. Swadu Swadu Pade Pade, same thing. Isn't it? And everybody saw Mahavatar, Nrsimha Dev. There's nothing new. But interesting enough, devotees are relishing these pastimes, ever fresh. Swadu Swadu Pade Pade. Every step. It's getting best taste because Navayovanamcha. This is pastimes, it's transcendental. This is not like news since Dwapara Yuga. We're reading about somebody who killed somebody, Egyptian, Roman Empire. Nothing special. Same old, wrinkled sense enjoyment with big beard, New old bottle, old wine in new bottle. Same thing. But Krishna's pastimes, they are not out of this world. That's why Krishna said, those who will understand these activities of mind, janma karma cha me divyam, evam yaveti tattvataha, tektvam vihatunar janma naitimam. It is Arjuna, my dear Arjuna. Those who really understand the purpose and the activities of my appearance, in this world, they will never take birth again in this strange, confusing world. That's why the world is coming together. Matchitta madgata prana buddhayantas parasparam. Kathayantas chamam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. Parasparanu kathanam. They're coming and tushti, pushti. They're enjoying, they tushyanti charamanti cha. Ramanti yogin anante. What is that secret? That devotee, even in the midst of great calamities, they can be happy. Jai Sri Hari. Happy. Even Hiranyakashipu wants to kill you. And every one of us in this life have this experience of great exams, isn't it? We know all children, including me when I was a kid, I never wanted to go to school. Really. Especially in Russia, it was cold, winter time. Very difficult to lift the blanket. We're going to sit inside the blanket till 12 o'clock afternoon. But we have to do what we have to do, and we have to do it. And sometimes father putting your ear there, Babu, you have to go to school. And you're taking this bag and going and crying, and mommy taking you by hand to school. Have you had this experience? Yes, everybody. However you simulate, you have to go to school. And there's exam also in school. Oh no! And just before, day before exam, you just your hair on the end. Tension. I'm sure that everyone single had this experience. Such a tension. So in life, welcome to NARASIMHA University. And name me any devotee in this world, anyone, sincere devotee, who didn't go through the test. Yes. Whether it's Pandavas, Kunti Maharani, Prahlad Maharaj, you name them, anyone. They have to go through the acid test, Prabhupada said. And that time will be interesting to understand, as they say in Hindi, Dud ka dud, pani ka pani. Who is who? Because it's easy to become, oh, next maybe hiri hiri brum brum. Nice prasadam. No. Real devotion is not about external things. It's about internal maturity and steady hearts through every storm. So this is example of, and also this about mentality, why we are doing what we are doing in devotional life. Interesting, huh? So, and of course, I was wondering which shloka to read today, but I thought, okay, let me read one shloka from 7th Canto Bhagavatam, praise of Prahlad Maharaj. We can understand the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. And I'll tell you, hopefully I'll be able to fit in this remaining 14 minutes. So it is very, very important to understand, because when we tune with this pure devotees, Mano Bhishta, it's called Shri Guru Mano Bhishtam. When we understand them, I was mentioning the other day, when in Christian tradition, people meditating on the feeling of Jesus Christ, of compassion to other living entities, they're getting these stigmas manifesting on their hands, manifesting this in 5 places. Hands, leg, and also here, when he was pierced with the spear. So the people, those who are sincerely meditating on the object of their worship, they start to feel what object of their worship feel. So they start to feel that pain and compassion toward all living entities, even in Christian tradition. That's why they're so eager to help and stretch themselves out of comfortable zone to help the poor, leprosy people, whatever you can call it, right? Which is very nice. It's called compassion. Para dukkha dukkha, dukhi para sukha sukhi. To feel struggle and frustration of others. Those who are swimming in the ocean of tears. Anyanya vaira sukha lesha hetuhu, ananta dukkham chanaveda mudha. Ananta dukkha, unlimited suffering. But chanaveda mudha, they don't even know about that. That's why Prahlad Maharaj, he was able to penetrate. There's many texts which glorifying the qualities of saintly person Prahlad, boy Prahlad. But one particular shloka which stands outstanding, at least to me, his prayer to Lord Nrsimha. Shall we read the shloka? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Prayena Deva Munayo Swami Mukti Kama Maunam Charanti Vijanena Pararthanishta Nainam Vihaya Kripanandi Mumukshu Eko Nanyam Twadasya Sharanam Brahmato Nupasye. Prahlad Maharaj prays, my dear Lord Nrsimhadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own liberation, deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns like Perth. They go to the Himalayas or to the forest to meditate with vows and silence, Maunavrata. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This is the decision of the Vaishnava, the pure devotee of the Lord. For himself, he has no problem, even if he has to stay in the material world, because his only business is to remain in Krishna consciousness. The Krishna conscious person can go even to hell and still be happy. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj said, Naivut Vijay Paraduratyaya Vaitaranya. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. The pure devotee is never unhappy in any condition of life. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 6:17-28. Narayana parah sarve na kutaschana vidyate swarga pavarga narakesh apitulyartadarshinaha. Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayana never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. For a devotee being situated in heavenly planets and being in the hellish planets are equal. For a devotee lives neither in heaven nor in hell, but with Krishna in the spiritual world. The secret of success for the devotee is not understood by the karmis and jnanis. Karmis therefore try to be happy by material adjustment, and jnanis want to be happy by becoming one with the Supreme. The devotee has no such interest. He is not interested in so-called meditation in Himalayas or in the forest. Rather, his interest in the busiest part of the world, where he teaches people Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness movement was started for this purpose. We do not teach one to meditate in the secluded place just so that one may show that he has become very much advanced and may be proud of his so-called transcendental meditation. Although he engages in all sort of foolish materialistic activities. A Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj is not interested in such a bluff of spiritual advancement. Rather, he is interested in enlightening people in Krishna consciousness, because that is the only way for them to become happy. Prahlad Maharaj says clearly, Nanyam Tvadasya Sharanam Brahmatonu Pasye. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. One wanders within this universe life after life. But by the grace of devotee, a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can get a clue to Krishna consciousness and then not only become happy in this world, but also return back home, back to Godhead. That is the real target of life. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement are not at all interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forest, where one will only make a show of meditation, nor are they interested in opening many schools for yoga and meditation in the cities. Rather, every member of Krishna consciousness movement is interested in going door to door to try to convince people about the teachings of Bhagavad Gita as it is and teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That is the purpose of the Hare Krishna movement. The members of Krishna consciousness movement must be fully convinced that without Krishna one cannot be happy. Thus, the Krishna consciousness person avoids all kind of pseudo-spiritualists, transcendentalists, meditators, monists, philosophers, and philanthropists. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Can we please clear that area? Please come forward. There's lots of space here. Others, can you please come forward as well? Please make some space. We just want to have this area clear. It's not working. At the back, can you please, you can come here, make your space here. Yeah.
It is explained in scriptures that our devotion depends on our faith. Shraddha Anusari, Bhakti Adhikari. There is one saying in Hindi, Karm Kamandal Kaha Kahe Tulsi Kaha Gaisai, Sarita Jal Nadi Kup Adhikam Bund Kismai. Karm Kamandal. Kamandal means container. Kamandalo, no? People used to carry the container. And how much we can receive the water depends on the size of our container. Even we have Sarita, Jal, Nadi, Kup, ocean, river or well. Water body can be different, even ocean, but if we have small dhakkan, bottleneck or something like small glass, we can get only glass. Adhikam bunde ke samay, not even dropped more than that. Even this great ocean can be in front of us. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samamritaha. Great rascals and fools, they can never understand me. Avajananti mam mudha. So who can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What to speak about His manifestations and, activities. Krishna can come from nowhere, as we discussed the other day. He can come from the nose, like Varahadev. And in previous shlokas, Hiranyakashipu, he was saying when his brother Hiranyaksha, he was killed by Varahadev. He says this Lord actually is very partial to these demigods. And these demigods, they were devotedly worshipping him, and that's why he became partial to demigods. Otherwise, he's supposed to be, impartial to everyone. And now Hiranyakashipu, he says, Tasya tyaktva sabhavasya grinirmaya vanaukasaha. He said that now he gave up all his, non-partial mentality and he became partial. Therefore, he says, now I shall therefore sever the Lord Vishnu's head from his trunk by my trident, and with profuse blood from his body I shall please my brother Hiranyaksha, who was so fond of sucking blood. Thus shall I too be satisfied. See the mentality. Amazing, huh? Demigod and then demons. This mentality. In Hiranyakashipu, father of Prahlad Maharaj, he had this demonic to kill Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the moment he became to know that Prahlad Maharaj is devotee of that personality, he became inimical to his son. His own son, he wanted to kill him. Not just tear his ear or put some stick. No. To kill him! Can you imagine what CPO will do in that case? Child Protection Office. Nothing can be done. There's such a violence. But the Supreme CPO is Krishna. He's he can understand Bhavagrahi Janardana. Very difficult to understand the mood and mentality of pure devotee. Interesting, when Prahlad Maharaj was such a nice boy, isn't it? Papa, but he was so fearless. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita, who is very dear to me. Advishya sarva bhutanam maitrah karuna evacha. He is always friendly to all living entities. He never discriminates good, bad, deshi, bideshi, man, animal, No, he is equal to everyone. Maitri astu vishwasya namo dvijebhyaha. He has this friendly relationship with everyone. Everybody dear to my devotee and devotee dear to everyone. It's Shakti Parinamavada. Once Giriraj Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada when his parents came to take him back to America. You know that story. And his father, he was a high top lawyer in America. Very influential people. And when Srila Prabhupada, he took Giriraj Swami to Juhu. And they had big problem. Heavy problem. Mr. Nair, he was attacking so many, you can read that. Amazing. You cannot think, Prabhupada was here so nice, everything was smooth, nothing smooth. Devotees were attacking temples with machine guns and rifles and bombs, and they were dragging Mataji's by hair, in Juhu. So much Prabhupada had to fight, and Prabhupada was wearing a t-shirt with Narasimha on it. That's long story. And when parents came and said, you have to take our son back to America. Why you took our son? And Srila Prabhupada became aloof. Giriraj Maharaj sitting here and parents sitting here. And they're screaming at Prabhupada. Why he's not going back to America? Send him to America. And Prabhupada said, Giriraj, go to America. And Giriraj Maharaj said, I don't want Prabhupada. He doesn't want. Prabhupada never took monkey on his own head. But you have to send him. You have to go. I don't want to. He doesn't want. But then Prabhupada is a gentleman. He was consolidating things. Okay, he said, you go and take your parents. You take your parents. And spend time with them. Be practical. Love parents. So Giriraj Maharaj, he told me personally, I took my parents to Nepal and then to Rishikesh. And he spoke a few times, and then when he came back, he told Prabhupada, Nepal is such a nice, beautiful place to preach. You have to send somebody. Yes. Then Prabhupada sang, and I said, oh Maharaj, that's why you are Sarva Karana Karanam. Nepal preaching, you are the cause. So, and then when he brought them back, by that time, after a few weeks, parents of Giriraj Maharaj became very happy and peaceful and satisfied. And when his father was going back to America, he came to Prabhupada and said, okay, you can keep Giriraj here. And he shook the hand of Prabhupada and he loved Prabhupada so much and he left happily. After his parents departed, Giriraj Maharaj came to Prabhupada and said, Srila Prabhupada, I just can't understand why people love you so much. My father, he was Hiranyakashipu personified. But when he was leaving back to America, he smiled, beaming. He loves you. Why people love you so much, Prabhupada? And Prabhupada became very grave. Because I love them so much. Yes. You cannot expect around you anything more than you have yourself. Right? As I always say, don't blame the mirror if you have ugly face. So, So, similarly, whatever happens around us is nothing but reflection of our attitude. It's our attitude making our altitude, an attitude of gratitude. So, Srila Prabhupada, he was such a also pure devotee, he has the qualities. So many obstacles were there. Devotees in Mayapur, Pankajangari proposed telling, Janani was telling so many stories. You know the stories, right? So the dacoits attacked temple, was bombed. Bhaktiragam Maharaj even lost his leg. His only Jaitak Maharaj and other, Bhavananda, they were put in jail by police in Krishna Nagar. They had to shoot their machine guns. In New Vrindavan, I visited New Vrindavan, Golden Palace. Anyone been in New Vrindavan in the US? There's a big temple. Devotees were constructing temple in New Vrindavan. Beautiful. They got nearly 3,000 acres of land by government. Everything going smoothly, beautifully, nicely. Everybody worshipping Krishna, Radha Vrindavan Chandra. So nice. Gornita, in Srinathji, everything going smoothly. All of a sudden, one beautiful sunny day, mafia people coming. Blood, killing people, screaming. Anyway, I don't want to tell you the details. They even make devotees to dig their graves, to stand, fall down in the grave you did yourself. So it's really blood flowing everywhere, killing. And all of a sudden, devotees heard sound. Deities fall down from the altar. And it was such a tremendous sound. All of a sudden, these mafia people, they became scared. Bhaya Swayam Bhayam, Krishna he gave them fear. And they became so scared, they jump on their vehicle and run away. Such sound came out. Devotees were surprised, what happened? So they came, and everybody were thinking that day that everybody going to be dead. Literally, because some devotees were killed and some devotees were attacked badly. And pujaris were telling, we were doing puja. Prahlad Maharaj was sharing also. I was that time pujari, I was doing puja, and days and long days after that incident, anytime he was addressing the deities, any sound behind the curtain, I was thinking they're coming, again coming, again it was my last day. And he was praying, my dear Lord, please make me remaining chaste to you. Whatever happened, let me not to forget your lotus feet. Very easy to pray when you're in danger, as they say in Hindi. Dukh mein sumiran sukh kare, sukh mein kare na koi. Jo sukh mein sumiran kare to dukh hai kahoi. Same thing happened in Russia also. I'm just trying to destroy the illusion that Hare Krishna 4237 Agarvati Mambati. Hari Bol. Well, let me tell you stories. Now I'm in touch with my friends in Ukraine now. Horrible things happen. So many devotees died already, you know that? Nearly 30-40 devotees are dead. Shot. Temples closed, deities under the ground, bombing. So many women raped and killed. Don't think that is, oh, Haribol. Very dangerous sometimes. In Russia, in South Russia, because demons, they're very envious of devotees. In South Russia, such a city, Rostov city, devotees were doing Gaur Arati. I'm telling you a few glimpses of real situation, what's happening in Kali Yuga. Devotees doing Arati. Kivajaya Gaura Chanda Karoti Kashobha. All of a sudden, mafia comes. Thousands of people, 10, 20 people with machine guns and with sticks coming inside the temple, start to crush everything. They came to the Murti of Srila Prabhupada, pow, and destroy the Murti. They came to the ladies, start to pull their saris from them, beating them. Some brahmacharis came, tried to protect Matajis, protect everything. They start to beat them. They crush the skulls of brahmacharis, beating them, crushing, coming to the deities, bam, beating, mess. I don't want to tell you the
When
story.
was that?
Huh?
When was that?
That was in the 90s, I believe. Rostov. In Rostov. Nadano.
Yeah.
So this is heavy. Srila Prahlad Maharaj was GBC that time there. And he said, now we have to have machine guns legally in the temple. So we had, after that, we got permission to keep machine guns in the temple. Like an army. 1, 2, 3. You have to have machine guns in the temple. And some devotees died also. One my very close friend, Adirasa Prabhu, he was broken head, and just then he was for many years he was doing kirtan with Indra Prabhu. After that he went to Vrindavan. Things happens. And that is the time when devotee taking full shelter of Narasimha, and Krishna manifests. I don't want even to tell you the stories about Narasimha when devotee the salted bread book. Shall I tell you one story? It will become story telling class. Okay, I'll tell you only 3 stories, okay? 3. If not 4. Okay, 5. I'll tell you 3 stories. It's very, very interesting stories which gives the faith. At least I got the faith from that. Because faith, Shraddhanusali Bhakti Adhikari. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tom Sarva Pakapyo Moksheshana Mahcha. Aham Tom Sarva Pakapyo Moksheshana. I will deliver you, don't worry, Baba. Ma Shuchaha. Not Va Shuchaha. Va means 50 feet. Ma Shuchaha. Strict, don't worry. Nahu na yaar. Don't worry. But how do you believe that or not? That's up to you. Yet it's Chasita Thakur. I believe that. It's easy to take shelter when sun shining, everything, but try. Sharanam Mamekam Sharanam Braja. And Sharanam means Anukulyasya Krishnanu, Pratikulyasya Varjana. Very often, for the sake of our false ego, my ego, me, not we, but me. Me, like Hiranyakashipu. I will kill even Vishnu. What we speak about Vaishnavas. Because my brother, Aham Mameti, my family, my brother, me. That's the difference. I want even to kill Vishnu. You see? And devotees, they're always praying for all world. Prahlad Maharaj is praying, Swastashtu Vishwasya Kalah Prasidatam Jayantu Bhutani Shivam Mithoriya Manascha Badram Bhajata Tadhokshaje Avishyatam No Matirapahaituki. Let all envious people in this world will be pacified, cool down. Let only will be one occupational service, devotional service to the Lord. And in this devotional service, everybody will be reunited. So, Sharanam, Anukulyasya Krishnanu. What is not Anukul for Krishna, even this is hurting for me, okay, still I have to do what is Anukul. And I have to reject what is Pratikul. If by my activities, reputation of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada, and all devotees will go down, that is Pratikul. And if something will I have to step on my false ego and do something which is good for preaching. Krishna said that ISKCON, this is a personification of Krishna in Kali Yuga. He said that. ISKCON is the organization which can save the world in its darkest hour. Prabhupada said. It will save the world in its darkest hour. This civilization cannot continue longer. In 1973, Prabhupada said, this civilization cannot continue longer. When they were in Moscow, they saw this army parade, ballistic missiles. It was like, May parade. All army weapon were, they had this parade showing people the power of military, different armor. And Prabhupada looked with the tears and said, this civilization cannot continue a long time. You cannot keep people happy by fear. Cannot. And if I'll tell you how many nuclear bombs now in the world, smoke will come from your head. And they're not made only for the museum to show. It's going to be used one day. And unfortunately it will happen. Prabhupada predicted that. Therefore, this civilization, demons, they're producing everything to destroy this world. 16th chapter Bhagavad Gita, he says. Therefore, devotees, they're trying to save this world. And the best protection from the world is the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Samasritaye pada pallava plavam. Pallava plavam. Plavam means lotus feet of Krishna. That's why Prahlad Maharaj here, praying in this prayer, I know without taking shelter of your lotus feet, they cannot be happy. Because Parampadam, Vatsapadam, Parampadam, Padam, Yad Vipadam Natesham. So many dangers in this material world. They need to have this bhakti, lotus feet of Krishna as a boat which can cross us to the ocean of death and birth.
So what is not Lord Vishnu way, like Prahlad Maharaj preached?
Yes, Prahlad Maharaj praying to Lord Vishnu, who came as Narasimha from the pillar. And he could not become peaceful, he could not. Even he killed Hiranyakashipu and put his intestines like garland on his head. Still he cannot be pacified. Even Lord Brahma and Lakshmi, Lord Brahma said, your husband came. He came from the office. Came. I said, no, I never saw my husband like this. No. And then Prabhupada says in lecture, and then they put 5-year-old boy in a cage with a lion. A small boy, okay, he came for you, okay, you pacify him. Even Brahma could not do anything. Even Yamaraj could not do anything. Hiranyakashipu, he was so powerful demon, Mahademon, that all demigods, they were his servants. By moving his brow like this, everybody shaking in their boots. Yamaraj, he was cleaning door carpet. Indra, and and demigods, they were washing the pots in the kitchen. Seriously. And Hiranyakashipu, when there's night, Surya Dev, I want daytime. AC, Varuna Dev and Indra, I want AC. So they were running around serving him, so much afraid of him. And here, he is dead, and Narasimha Bhagavan came and so angry, cannot be pacified. He cannot tolerate. So, you please kindly go and pacify your Lord. And Prahlad Maharaj comes and putting garland on him. Amazing. And this small boy could do something which great, super, duper, pooper, great personalities and chairmen of demigods, Indradev could not do. Even Brahma could not do. What small boy did. Isn't it? We were telling the joke. It was the job which anybody can do. It was a job which anybody could do. And everybody knew that this is a job anybody can do, but nobody did it. And everybody became angry with somebody who didn't do the job which anybody can do, but nobody did it. So, everybody knew that we have to specify Narasimha, but nobody did it. So Prahlad Maharaj, seems like very easy, huh? Not very easy, very simple, but not easy. You have to have that devotion, that faith. And Sharanagati means you have, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, you have to have full faith that Krishna will protect me, Rakshaiditi Vishwaso, Goptritvi Varanantata, and he will provide me everything. And to develop that faith muscles, you have to be put into the acid test. Otherwise you cannot, like in army, I was trained professionally for 6 years. In theory, they're studying, okay, you have to put machine gun like this, you have to put this angle, when the wind blowing this way, you have to put, 2-degree percentage like this, and you consider this trajectory and this, theory, no? But time comes, you have to be in battlefield. You have to practice the shooting, practical, you have to be in very challenging situation. You will be dropped with parachute in the jungle, with the food only for 1 day, and you have to survive for 3 days, and you have to come to so many, direction, map, and you have to really struggle. You have to dig your own land, you have to run 10 kilometers with full ammunition and gas mask. It's very tough. Not everybody passed the test. Somebody fainting, somebody even killed. So, theory is one thing, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Hari Bol, 4237, that's okay. Banana, that's okay. But when real test will come, and we will be in front line, then we understand, and Krishna will definitely put that test to everyone. So we should not be discouraged, definitely should not. When tables turn, as tables do, don't forget who turning them for you. So, from dust to gold, from iron to gold, in loving hold, we hold Krishna's lotus feet. We were pretty much on right to hell, to nowhere. Decided we to hold his feet, and he was always there. You see? And although service going up, full gear, risky speed, decided we not to out jump, but to hold his lotus feet. So anyway, Prahlad Maharaj, he was showing his example, how much faith he has. The depth of the faith depends how much he can stand in the hurricanes of all this. And I was giving example of this sequoia tree forest in California. Once I went to the forest, And you know this huge tree, saguaro tree is huge. They're growing for 3,000 years. Few thousand years, 3,000 years, there's one cut like of the tree, and you can see this many lines, like huge, like this room, huge cut of the tree to show the example. And they're growing for many thousands of years. But California is a place where the hurricanes take place, Katrina, Rita hurricanes. These hurricanes taking skyscrapers, uprooting. And this tree is not uprooted at all. How come? Such a great danger, but still this tree is standing together. So we asked one guide who was taking tourists around. I said, how come? And that some trees falling down, and we can see that their roots not very deep, really, maybe a few meters only. So we said, how come these trees, even hurricanes cannot take it out? Because he said, there's a nature of these trees. They're growing together, not me, but we. They're growing together, and one mother tree in the middle, and all trees around, and under the ground, they interlock with their roots, you know, they're interlocking. That's not very deep, but they are together. I am because we are. Because they're all, you cannot uproot all forest. You can uproot one tree, however big it may be, but all forests you cannot. That's what Prabhupada said, that's faith. Even we don't have that faith, Kamala Shraddha, we don't have Shastriya Shraddha, Swabhaviki Shraddha. We have this kind of soft faith yet, because we came just a few years ago to this movement. But when we stay together, Jiva Goswami says, Bahumiritvam tat gana sukham Krishna ganam. Bahumiritvam, when everybody coming together, this is the definition of Sankirtana Yagya. Yagya Sankirtana Pragya Jayanti Sumedhasaha. Very intelligent people, they staying together. That's what Prahlad Maharaj is teaching. It's deep faith. And that actually what I have learned. I didn't know, we didn't have any Bhakti Shastri, we didn't have any books, we didn't have any dhoti. I was telling him other day in the class. Nothing. But one thing we definitely had in those 80s, 90s. Otherwise, how you can stand this, all this salted bread, you know, police and KGBs, attacking, beating, crashing devotees, putting them to jail, putting some intoxications to make it completely mad with chemicals. One devotee, he was so determined. Srila Prabhupada came for 3-4 days to Moscow only. He gave only one Bhagavad Gita. Can you imagine? Millions of devotees, hundreds of temples. This is just only one sample piece. Really. And such a vast preaching. Nobody can stop. Unstoppable preaching. What Prabhupada energy he gave. Srila Prabhupada like Prahlad Maharaj. This is another lecture we have, like parallel of qualities of Prahlad Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Fearless, completely. Abhay, Charanarvinda. Srila Prabhupada was walking in Calcutta in morning walk. And there is big monument of Victoria in Calcutta. Very big. And Prabhupada was saying to his disciples, when I was small, I was climbing up to the top. Because some wood construction was going on. And I used to climb very top when I was small. And somebody said, oh, Srila Prabhupada, you were fearless when you were small. And Prabhupada said, why fearless when small? Even now I am fearless. Otherwise, how can I come to America alone, without money, without friends? Srila Prabhupada, fearless. Prabhupada came to America and said, Swamiji, why did you come to America? I came to give you brain. The big article in newspaper. Swamiji came to give brain to America. What is hell, Swamiji? London is hell. Directly, fearlessly. So Srila Prabhupada was just, he was very strong because he had the felt protection of Krishna, like Prahlad Maharaj. And that's why he was able to give it to others. If you don't have something, khali pet na bhajan gopala le lo apna khanji mala. Prachar, bhojan ka dakkar. When you're eating and then full stop, bird comes. That's preaching. So Srila Prabhupada distributed overflow. He was so overwhelmed with love of Krishna. That's why he was able to spread it all over the world. So when he came, okay, just let me tell you a few stories. And actually it happened also. When I was preaching these devotees in Russia, when they preached, they used to put them in jail. Particularly, I went to South Russia, it's called place Rostov, Armavir, and then one village, it's called Kurjinovo. Kurjinovo is in South Russia. Have you been in Kurjinovo?
Нет, в Ставрополье.
So, in Kurjinovo, once I went there to get some red wood. Not in California, but in Russia, it's only one place was there when they were manufacturing the red wood on export. So I wanted to make one temple for Krishna in Ukraine that time. And I went without single paisa. That's different story altogether. But fearlessly we went. I didn't have even single paisa. I was traveling 1,000 kilometers. I came to this village. I went to this factory and I asked, can I get one small piece of wood? One small piece of wood, going like needle. And I came out from the back door because some drunkard, workers, they helped me to load 200 kilos of wood. And I was pulling that. It's a long story, really, fearlessly. And I had to stay for 1 week in the family of wonderful devotees. Their name Rupanuga and Purnamasi. So they were in jail, and they just came from jail, and they were telling me the story. All evenings we were telling the stories about all their pastimes and how Narasimha manifested. And they told me the story. Do you know, Patri, how Narasimha came to me and saved me? I said, really? Like those days of yours, long ago. Not Narasimha Mahavatar movie, real. And when somebody is, can you imagine Prahlad Maharaj will come and give class himself? That will be real. Yam Swanubhavam Akilam Shudisaramekam. Anubhav means your experience. We are sharing our experience. So, I'm telling you somebody's story, okay? If I start to tell you my stories, you will sit till Mangalarati tomorrow. So, yes, and they said, KGB people came. And they captured my husband and put in jail. And we have 2 kids, 2 sons. Small babies. And they put him in jail, and after some time they kicked him out and they caught me and they put me in jail. Because they wanted to separate, to break devotees. This is a demonic mentality, to break unity, divide and rule. So not Samyak Kirtana, but divide everyone and rule. So they put me in jail, in single cell. And then they put to me in my cell, Purnasya was telling me, they put one prostitute, one lady, very easygoing lady. So we were sitting together in the same cell. And I was what to do. Devotees in hell or in heaven, they doing preaching, they always preaching. Tavakathamritam, tapta jivanam. So they just preaching. And she started to preach to this lady. So I started to preach to her. And she said, preaching. She was very much too keen to listen to me. And whenever I used to speak Hare Krishna Mahamantra, she said, whenever I used to speak Mahamantra, my mouth became stiff. Like sometimes stiff muscles become stiff. What do you call it? Cramp. Cramping. Cramp and cramp also. When you're speaking, I wish when we're speaking some crap, our skull should become cramp. So much prajalpa nowadays. So yeah, cramp. And my some cramp started. I could not say Hare Krishna Mahamantra to her. I don't know why. Krishna, I'm preaching holy name. Let me speak. She could not pronounce Hare Krishna. Amazing. Everything else she was able to speak, but the moment she wanted to speak Hare Krishna Mahamantra to this lady, she could not open mouth. It was pretty much amazing to me. But anyway, on one night, she said, I opened my eyes and I saw somebody sitting on my top, on top of me and suffocating like this completely. And I'm losing my consciousness. I can see I cannot breathe anymore. This prostitute lady was sitting on the top and she was suffocating me. So my eyes bulging all, and I said, I don't remember anything. And I perfectly feel I'm going to die now because I cannot breathe already. I cannot breathe already. And the one thing I remember, I saw night sky full of stars, and I saw the form of Narasimha, his face. And I was just saying, Narasimha! I was just trying to scream out to this crowd, Narasimha! And she was screaming, Narasimha! And all of a sudden, this lady, she had like something beaten her, and she was flying 2-3 meters opposite wall. Oh, I'm scared. Help me! This Hare Krishna wants to kill me! And there were only 2 of them. They were in the room. Nobody else. some kind of power, threw her back, boom, like against the wall. And she was so scared, the eyes of this prostitute became like Jagannath. She was to kill me. But police already waiting behind. Militia, they call it. They only, because she was a spy, that was arranged, so she can kill him, and then they will make some, she committed suicide, she just some heart attack, or they make up some story and they finish. So this prostitute was the agent of police to kill this Purnamasi Mataji. But they didn't know that there's silent witnesses there. So she called him and he tried and said, oh no. So next morning, advocate, called these two ladies. So what happened between you? And this prostitute was saying, she wants to convert me in her sect. She was preaching all her nonsense mantras, prayers to the Hindu god. She was trying to teach me by force her prayers. And Purnamasi, what to say? I mean, when somebody accusing you, how you can prove yourself? You don't have any recorder, you cannot just prove. Especially when all law on the side of that lady. And then there's an advocate, she was decent lady also. She said, okay, she teaching you some prayers? Yes, she was forcing me to become member of the society. What did she teach you? Which prayer she was teaching? Then prostitute stuck. She didn't know any prayers. And then Purnamasi Mataji said, oh, now I understand why my mouth was not opening when I was about to tell the Mahamantra. Krishna prevented her to speak mantra to this person. So when advocate asked her, what prayers did she force you to study? And she couldn't say anything. And Purnamasi said, wow, that's what Nistinga protected me. Then case dismissed. But they desperately wanted to keep her. And they came to her next day and said, you know what? You're again called to the sentence room. You were found of selling drugs. Now you're sentenced for 15 years of imprisonment for selling drugs. So Purnamasi said, what? What drugs are you talking about? Because you see, when lies spoken loudly enough and long time, it becomes truth. Prabhupada said, even by media, even rascals can become presidents of countries. In Bhagavatam he says. Because they're making different political juggling and manipulation media, and all massive people, because they're like, mostly people, they're like sheep. They're just beginning whatever they felt. Through YouTube, through internet, whatever you hear, maybe, who knows. There is such a system as called overtone windows. Have you heard this? Check it out, Mama Google. Overtone windows. Yes, innocent public, they don't know anything. There's manipulation of the masses of people by media. So when lies spoken loudly enough and for a long time, it becomes truth. So they started to say, yes, drugs, dealers, and everybody started to tell, oh, you're a drug dealer. So Purnamasi Mataji, she became so shocked. And they sentenced her when she was about to be released, few days for her releasement from the jail. They make another accusation and they to keep her for 15 years more for drug dealings. She said, I came out from the room and full of tears. I don't know, I cannot fight with this system, I cannot fight against them. I sit down outside the office and I close my eyes and tears rolling, because my two babies waiting for me and they keeping 15 years? Hey, what are you talking, 15 years? She could not take it, she was crying helplessly. All of a sudden, she said, in front of my eyes, I started to see particular newspaper. It's called, in Russian language, Literaturная газета. Specific newspaper name, date, month, and page, and article. She again opened her eyes. Again she closed. Again the same, like in news. Name of newspaper, clearly month, date, and page. She said maybe some significance is there. She went to the prison library, because they're usually keeping these newspapers, for prisoners to read. So she found that particular type of newspaper. She opened that month. She took that newspaper, opened the page, and it was like an article which mentioned, something like drugs and smuggling in Kazakhstan somewhere. She just secretly cut the article, roll it, hide it, and she brought to this wakil, to this lady, advocate. And she said, well, ma'am, I don't know why, but I feel like something, my Lord told me that I have to give this article to you, perhaps, maybe it will make some difference. And she gave this article. When this lady advocate, while reading this newspaper article, her eyes became big. What? My dear daughter, where did you get this article? She said, well, because my God, my Lord, showed me this, that I have to cut it down and bring to you. And this advocate lady said, I don't know who is your God, but my advice to you, my daughter, keep praying fearlessly to your God, because He saved you today. That is the accusation was taken from this news article, which is a real case of drugs and smuggling drugs somewhere in Kazakhstan, whatever, and they simply added her name. And if somebody wants to check whether it's true or not case, they can refer to the case. Yes, such case took place. So simply it's a valid case took place, and so your name just added there. But because you put the proof and the accusation paper which later came to them, and this article was identical, they simply blindly copy-paste. And that was solid proof that this was simply accusation, taken information from the article, and they released her next morning from the jail. So like that, these things happens, and then she's like, I saw this in Hariam, and I called him. Anyway, so one more story, it was really getting late. So one more story, okay? I'll tell you my personal experience. When we came to Nepal, and 2001, 2002, it was like a war. Perhaps you heard that king of Nepal was massacred, his family was killed.
Yep.
It was destroyed, everything.
Yeah.
Purposely, to destroy Sanatana Dharma. It was under attack. It's still under attack, by the way. It's not, nobody is satisfied and peaceful. So, but anyway, that time it was radical, drastic. They killed the families, they destroyed everything. And when I came to Nepal, it was like such a bombing and fighting and Murdabad, bombing. So many people dying every day. I was thinking, man, what to do? How to preach in such situation? So nevertheless, we came and many things took place, and we had our students, and we appointed some students as a manager of the temple in Kathmandu. But several times, big terrorists came to me and they demanded money from me, give me 15 lakhs, like with guns, stuff. But somehow they say, we have to, मैं प्रधानमंत्री का पुत्र नहीं हूँ, Hare Krishna. So, but they then came to temple, and they were our devotees. Because I was foreigner, I cannot become in charge, so I put my students. They became in charge of the temple, and a big group of people came, like 30-40 people came, karate club, the young wing of Communist Party that time. They came to temple and they were beating brahmacharis, they kicked them, they knocked them down to the ground, beating them, said, give us money, you foreigner organization, Bideshi Sanstha, give us money. And you have to give us, big demand list. If you will not give us by tomorrow morning, we're going to put bomb in your temple and put fire. Choose. Put fire or bomb, what do you want? And it was no joke, trust me. So many people were dying. I have presentations. So many people, temples, Buddhist temples. One preacher of Srimad Bhagavatam, he was killed by 20 bullets in the head. I don't want to tell you all these horrible things. It's true. So they came. If you will not do what we are telling you, we'll blast your temple. It was big excitement. I was downtown. We had center in downtown, and our boys were in temple. Horrified. They calling me, Patri Prabhu, it's danger. This is real danger. Oh no. So I went to that guy who's in charge. I won't tell you the name by chance. So I went to him, he was in charge, and he had 40 clubs of karate all over the country. Big army of these karate people. And it is said that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So when you're feeling this power, like this is Hiranyaksha, or Sahasra Arjun, what's his name? When you have so many hands, you want to, it's scratching, you want to exercise power, So they cannot control themselves, they want to just mess around with all this power and control. Ishwaraham Bhogi, Balavan Sukhi. So, no, when I went to his club in Kathmandu, and he was so angry, and he showed me pistol also. I said, okay, wait. Cool down. So next morning, I went, and we have time only overnight. So I called to GBC, ABC, BBC. So I told everyone, it's a serious situation. We have situation here, because anything can happen. Devotees already beaten, blood, they fall on the ground. They already beaten. Now they're threatening us. So one devotee, his name Madhavendra Puri from France. He got married actually, and somebody gave him in his Vivaha Samskara, Vivaha Yagya, somebody gave him gift. One murti of Ugra Narasimha. Murti like this, Ugra Narasimha, as a gift to Grihastha. And he took it. And after 1 year, he had a very bad divorce. And we were doing Bhakti Vaibhava together, so we are friends. He called me, Patri Prabhu in Mayapur, Patri Prabhu, can you take this Narasimha from me, please? Because I'm going to get married again, I don't want to invite him to my new house. Because he already, I said, Grihastha is not supposed to worship Ugra Narasimha. Lakshmi, okay, but, so you take it, okay, take it. So I took it. I'm very hot murti, so I took it. And it's in Kathmandu now. So, at that time I said, okay guys, overnight let's worship Narasimha Dev. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Maha Narasimhaya Damstra Kralavadanaya Ghora Rupaya Vajranakhaya Jwala Maline Mama Vikram Pacha Pacha Mama Bhayam Bindi Bindi Mama Shatrun Vidravaya Vidravaya Mama Rishtan Prabhanjaya Prabhanjaya Chata Chata Hana Hana Chindi Chindi Mama Bishtam Puraya Puraya Mama Raksha Rakshaham Vatswaha. So anyway, we didn't sing a Yagya, we didn't sing a Stuti Kavacha. All night we were worshipping. And then morning time, my students calling me, Patri Prabhu, Hamara Jeet Bharo. Hamara Jeet ho gaya. What happened? You know what happened? That morning, next morning, that big leader, he got toothache. And he went to local hospital to do some treatment. And while doing treatment, he got heart attack and died. Don't mess with devotees, huh? Because they can call Papa. And when they call Papa, Haru, Haru, Ram, Ram, Bati Ram. Like that. So it happened. And since that day, nobody disturbed us. Anyway, so I can tell many stories, believe me. I was visiting UK, Bhaktivedanta Manor. They requested me to speak some stories. So we end up in 4-hour class. 300 devotees packed, completely. And we had to put Patri controllers or controllers. So we had to put break to stop. Because Narasimha can manifest. But when you're throwing yourself in uncomfortable zone, then he has to come. Krishna, our acharyas explain in Sanatana Goswami and also other acharyas explain that why Krishna creating troubles for his devotees. I mean, why? Why bad things happen to good people? Why such an innocent boy Prahlad, Vichara, he had to go through such a tribulation? In Nepali they have the saying, Churilai Kutera, Borilai Tarsauni, to chastise the daughter, to teach daughter-in-law. So Krishna, he putting his devotees in trouble to teach all world how we're supposed to act in difficulties. Yes, sometimes we are not perfect, we can make mistakes, right? What was the fault of Pandavas? What was the fault of Yudhishthira Maharaj? You tell me. That even Yudhishthira Maharaj, Dharmaraj, he make mistake. He lost in gambling his brothers, he lost his wife Draupadi, Vastraharan. And I was telling to one devotee today, Draupadi had full right to give divorce to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And when Gandhari came and said, Putri, anything you want, please, we can fulfill you. Sorry for this guy. Please, sorry, as a woman, telling to the woman, please forgive me, I am their mother, the stupid people. Please, anything you want, tell me. What did she ask?
Release them.
Yes, she didn't rascals is nonsense. Give me $100 million in my bank account, one villa in Miami, and helicopter, and get lost this husband's nothing. I want to be independent woman. I want to live my life as I want. No, he said that. He said no. Two things. Freedom from slavery. She never gave up on Yudhishthira Maharaj and Pandavas. She support. Even that was their fault perhaps. But Anukulyasya Krishna. So she's She gives support and then free them from slavery, make them free. And then Gandhari said, okay, they're free. One more, you ask one more, please, one more. Give them their weapon. Okay, granted, one more. No, I'm Kshatriya. Kshatrani, Yajnaseni. I am not a beggar here. Two enough for me. Two enough. And their kingdom, which they lost, they'll take themselves, don't worry. That's the dignity. Because if you're just standing for something, you fall down for nothing. We have to have a dignity. And this good qualities comes only when somebody is Krishna's devotee. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavata kinchana sarvair gunai tatra samasate suraha harav abhaktasya kuto mahatgunan manorathena sati dhavato vahihi. Prahlad Maharaj, he says, those who are sincerely akinchan bhakti, yasyasti bhaktir bhagavata akinchana, those who really don't want anything from Krishna. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadashakam maye mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatas bhakti rahatu gitvai prabhu. Na kaprishtyam, na chapara nishtyam, na sarvabhaumam, na rasadhipatyam, na yoga siddhir, na punarbhavam ma samanjasam tvaviragaya kamshe. I don't want anything, my Lord, no siddhis, not swarga, not opulence, nothing I want your bhakti only. If somebody has that intent and desire, Krishna will protect them. And Krishna knows the motivation. Those who are sincerely motivated to serve His lotus feet, He will guarantee protect. Why to worry? Very, very important lesson He teaching us. And this wonderful quote. But those whose motivation is corrupted, puja, pratishtha, swarthi, something, putram dihi, rupam dihi, dhan sampatti, gharme, vijay, jagadisha, this contaminated jnana, karma. All this contamination, not akinchana, kinchana, kinchit, kinchit. Then Krishna will purify those by creating havoc in our life. Because He wants us back home very quickly. And devotees are very gorgeous to pass this test. And they become even more united. Bhagavatam explains in 10th canto Bhagavatam, when storm comes, rain comes, thunderbolts hitting the mountains, mountain-like devotees, they're standing still. And after the storm subsided, they becoming even more pure and clean by the water of the storm. They're shining, their beauty shining forward after the storm. That's why Sanatana Goswami explains that devotees, there are two reasons why devotees put in the trouble. One is to test the qualities of devotee. Second one, to teach all world what devotee is supposed to be. And third reason also, there is third reason why troubles happen to devotees. Devotees are putting themselves in trouble to attract Krishna's attention. They knowingly jumping in the trouble, then Krishna has to come. Sheep, sheep is very safe in harbor. Very safe, Bandaka. But it's not what it's made for. Ocean man to cross the ocean. Ship made to cross the ocean, not just to be safe all the time in the harbor. No. Similarly, this human body compared to the ship, and Guru is Karnadharam. And the ship, guided by the small device, radar, behind, radar, and captain putting the radar like this moving. So this radar, ship of human body, crossing the ocean of material existence, and there's one radar. Sevan mukhe jihvado tam. Atak Shri Krishna namadi na bhavit grafyam indriyai. Sevan mukhe jihvado swayam eva spurat adaha. Krishna will be manifested by tongue. And the only business of tongue is to chant holy name and to take prasadam. Chant holy name and glory of Krishna, that's what we are doing, and to take prasadam. Ramji ka chiriya, Ramji ka khet, kup khao chiriya, barbar ki pet. So that's what we are actually doing. Yes, once it was Prabhupada's festival, there's a puja, they make big cake for Prabhupada, big cake. And devotees offer the cake to the Lord. And they get, Prabhupada, we are enjoying like Krishna only. They were so happy. We are enjoying like Krishna. And Prabhupada said, nonsense. We are enjoying more than Krishna. Krishna took only one portion. And all cake left for us. Yes. It was Vyasa Puja of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yes, he was Singha Guru, no? Singha Guru. And one day they were celebrating Vyasa Puja, and they picked big cake, and they, enjoying the Vyasa Puja. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati took some piece and he left to his room. And all of a sudden, all the devotees came around the cake. All of a sudden, one dog came. Came and bite from the cake and run away. Dog, untouchable, from the street. Gali gali ga kukur, kutta. And who knows what she was eating before she came. So everybody became stunned and quiet. All of a sudden, this old temple fell into silence. Nobody knew how to react. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he said, what happened? It was such a celebration, such a Haribol, Haribol. What happened now? Somebody, Maharaj, some dog came. Now, Juta, now how we can eat, Mahaprasad cake, how we can eat. So everybody now wondering, should we eat or not? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he came out, Singha Guru. He came to the cake. What happened? Maharaj, dog. Buy the cake because everybody Brahmanas, super Brahmanas. Shuchi. Where bite? There, cake. Where exactly I'm asking? Here, Maharaj, it's like teeth of the dog. Here, see, here. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati came and by hand, grab on that place. And went to his room. Haribol! And everybody started praying. Authorized. Yeah. Difficult to imitate, I tell you. I have also experienced. Some Grihastha devotees. Real story, I'm telling you. Simple Grihastha devotees. Simple. We have super preachers, brahmacharis, super. And I have my deities. Shaligrams, and I have Giriraj and Gaurnitai. I was doing puja in our center, retired center. So we have Changuna in Nepal center. And I was doing puja, and it was our brahmachari. We used to have prasadam every day. And we had one dog, and this dog was red color, like this, and we called him Gold. Golden, gold, dog, boy. Like brahmachari color, exactly like this. So we accepted him as a brahmachari. So, of course, he was brahmachari only during prasadam time. Daytime he was running with girls around. Like that. But we accepted him, and he, amazingly enough, when prasadam was there, he always... Brahmachari is sitting, this guy also sitting. And he knows now, Patridas will come, Mahaprasad, some sweets, some milk, something. During prasadam, no need to call him, he was it. Okay, go, Haribol. So I came as usually, and I offered my kishmish, dry fruits that time. And I came and go, come. And he know how to do dandavat. The dog. I had experience with in Kathmandu also, one dog, Kalia name. I gave her cookie, and every day she started to come and give dandavat to me. And I saved one cookie every morning. After some time, this dog started to come for Mangala Arati also. Really? And devotees put carpet for this dog outside the temple. She could not dare go inside the temple room, but she was just outside and making the door open so she can see the deities. And in carpet she was lying down. Every Mangala Arati used to come. And after some time, started to do dandavat to the devotees also. Like this. Whenever she saw me, and after some time, I opened door morning time to give her cookie, and I saw there's two dogs already. She bought dogs. Oh, Kalia, you're already preaching, huh? Congregation. Kalia opened back to rickshaw already. Krishna Thakur and Apnar Kukur. That's why Shivananda said, he was taking care of the dog even. Right? So like that happens. So this Gaur, we give shelter to Brahmachari and Brahmacharini also. So Kalia was Brahmacharini. So and Gaur, see, prasadam. And I give him some kishmish. Really, okay, thanks, Mahaprasad. Before I distribute to everyone, I give one piece to her. And this cook, throw him. Gaur took this. And similarly, he didn't like this kishmish, Hey! I was very angry. Hey! This is Mahaprasad. It didn't care. Give me something else. And that time, one particular grihastha came, our congregation, because they used to supply and give donations some food, grains to brahmacharis in the training center. One brahmachari came, grihastha devotee came. He has 2 children also. He sit down with them. So we always call grihasthas to come for prasadam. So he also came. And when he saw, I brought from Saligram this Mahaprasad and given, go spit at it like this. And it's like, Mahaprasad, shining in the sun because of saliva of gold. So I said, what to do now? And this, without even thinking twice, this grihastha, all brahmacharis were like big eyes. And this, I said, what? It's Mahaprasadam. This grihastha said, it's Mahaprasadam. What's the problem with you guys? You're getting training right here. Don't you know that this is Mahaprasadam? Mahaprasad never becomes contaminated. It's from Krishna. Everybody became Prabhu. Shraddha Anusari Bhakti Adhikari. Not to be imitated. It's real story. And I said, wow, devotees have such a faith. Such a faith in Krishna. And this is the secret. How much you super duper pooper giving $10 donation Mahadalvir? How big temples you making, super pooper engineer? How much you are snoring in Sanskrit after Bhakti Shastri Bhakti Vaibhava? No. It doesn't matter. Krishna is not impressed by that. What Krishna is impressed by simple bhakti. Simple bhakti. Bhaktya tutosha Bhagavan Gajayu Prapaya. And by this bhakti, we can attract Nrsimha Bhagavan's attention. Prasada lesha nugrihita evahi janati tattvam. And some of us have bhakti, somebody don't have bhakti. I don't have bhakti. Krishna se to mara Krishna dite paro tomara shakati ache. Ami to kangala Krishna Krishna boli dhaita wo pache pache. Hey Prabhu, yogyata vichare kichu nahi pai. Tomara karuna sara. That's real Vaishnava thing, like I have nothing. And Srila Prabhupada said, my name Bhaktivedanta Swami, but I don't have bhakti. I don't have any devotion, no knowledge. Make me dance. Make me dance as you want, my dear Lord. And whatever difficulties comes, let me tolerate that. And what difficulties he went through, name it. Prabhupada wrote once in his diary, today is Adivas, Gaura Purnima. My god brothers celebrating festival in Mayapur, and I am sitting alone here in New York. Yesterday we had Bhagavad Gita class. Few people came and gave me donation $1. I went and bought 1 apple. Today, sunrise such and such time, moon rise such and such time. Bhagavad Gita class. Nobody came. Then next entry Prabhupada wrote, it is hopeless. Prabhupada writes, it is hopeless. 1 year, nobody coming. Prabhupada preaching to tape recorder. Because no people coming. I just sometime, a few days ago, I met with His Holiness Mukunda Goswami Maharaj. He was remembering how it was challenging to Srila Prabhupada. How difficult it was. He said, when I came first time to Prabhupada, I had big beard. You know this Michael Grant? Big beard. And Prabhupada was sitting alone. You have read this book, Miracle on 26 Second Avenue? Very nice book. I recommend you highly. Please read that. Because family which doesn't remember the past doesn't have any future. You see what was the price Prabhupada had to pay to give us what we have now. So Prabhupada was sitting alone, and the drunkards and the vomit and stinking smell. So Mukunda Maharaj was saying, I didn't know what is such a gentleman doing in such a Bowery street with hippies and drug addicts. If such aristocrat, such a high-level person came to America and he is ready to live like this, must be has some mission, must be some reason. Otherwise, without any mission, nobody will go. No sane man can stay like this. He must be having some big mission. What is that? Let me find it out. And that made him to come and meet him. And when he came, he had this, big beard like this. Maharaj said, I have a big beard like this. And Prabhupada said, oh, you look like sage from Himalaya. And Mukunda Maharaj said, oh, Prabhupada, you like it? And Prabhupada said, no, I like this. I like this. He said, from that day, I never ever wear the beard. I shave immediately because Prabhupada doesn't like it. Yes, we have to do what Guru wants us, not what we want us. Guru Maharaj, what seva I can do for you? Go for book distribution. Wrong guess, Guru Maharaj, try again. Guru Maharaj, wrong guess. Let's try again. What I can do for you? Okay, do food for life. Very bad guess. Try again. Too difficult. Try again. Okay, go and take prasadam in the CHATURDASHI. Yes, very nice. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. One good instruction. I become prasada yogi. Not like that. Love is about sacrifice always. Not to do what your object of love likes and you don't like, but you have to do it. But sometimes you like, but your object of love doesn't like it. You should not do it. Anukulesya, partikulesya principle. So that's why we can see when we have this strong unity, strong faith in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, and by tongue, Krishna will manifest. And he will protect all of us. And this is not the end, it's the band. So let us pray today to Lord Nrsimhadev so he can protect all of our bhakti. He can unite us again. Let us preach together. In human life we have a gift, an opulence and a treasure. The true devotees of the Lord who want to give him pleasure. Keep Guru's order in the heart. Example his behold. To whom you meet, give Krishna's feet. 2 lotuses to hold. Don't worry profit or the loss. Surrender life to Supreme Boss. And far and wide try spread his fame by chanting sweet and holy name. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Singale Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Prahlad Shiromani ki
Jai.
Gaura Premanande.
Hare Hare
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Wow. So like Prabhu was saying, there are hurricanes in America. That's what we are feeling right now. The hurricane of this Prabhu's amazing realizations, the stories, the philosophy, the pastimes, all the way from Srila Prabhupada to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati to Prahlad Maharaj and Narasimha. I think this is what happens when we have a fearless preacher like Patri Prabhu. So let's put
No, I am not fearless preacher. I am just forgetful preacher. I forgot to tell you one more story. This is actually, that was the story which I supposed to tell this in this class. All other stories you diverted me actually. Shall I tell you finally? This is very super story. A real story also. Shall I? You have to say it loudly, Haribol. So, no, it's very important. It's about the faith. You see, I promise I'll be very brief because I can see empty stomach touching the spine like that. No, it's a real story happened in Baku in Azerbaijan. Okay? It was one very old lady. She was very, very successful, materially speaking. She was very famous. Everybody knew about her. She had very, very prestigious family, very well-to-do family. She had mansions and property and a villa in the middle of the city of Baku, house. Everything was chakachak, as they say. But some guy gave her a book in the middle of the street in Baku, Azerbaijan. And it happened to be Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, very dangerous people, you know. He gave the book and she started to read. And the rest is like, anti-sex movie. She became devotee, old lady, 70s, 80 years old lady. Grandmother, you can say, like 70 years old. And she started to chant Hare Krishna. And she started to worship the deities. And she sold her house. She sold her property. She gave all money donation to the temple, ISKCON temple. And she requested temple president, can you give me one small room so I can do my bhajan with my small Gopal? Because I give my property to everything. And devotee said happily, all right, mother, we can give. They constructed small, attached to the temple room, small house, this house room basically, with toilet in one room. Because she gave all her property to Krishna. So they accommodated, brahmacharis, they accommodated her. And she was like mother there. And she had one small Gopal, deity. And her relationship with Gopal, she was talking to Gopal. She was speaking to Gopal. It's totally against the instructions of GBC. It's totally against all the instructions of big acharyas and big scriptures. Mataji, you are Anishtita Bhakti. You didn't complete yet Anartha Nivritti. Mataji, you cannot talk to Gopal. This is too much. But it was just beginning. She found some toy, some electrical car toy for the kids, like radio controlled. She put Gopal in that car. This car was going in temple room, and she was playing with Gopal, talking to Gopal. So all the devotees started to come smoke coming, Mataji, maybe this is something wrong in the script, She speaking to Gopal, asking Gopal, what should I do, this, that. So it became kind of strange behavior. And one day, she read the newspaper. And she read newspaper about Ahovalam. How many of you been in Ahovalam? Yes. I thought it's only me, only you also, huh? Yes. We were watching this, no? The presentation about different temples of Lord Nrsimha. So we went to Ahovalam with all our Nepali devotees. Ahovalam. But those days, it was like 30 years ago. 20 years, 25, no, 30 years ago. Yeah. So she read the newspaper by Dhruva Prabhu. Maybe you know this in Back to World magazine. One story about Ahovalam, about Nrsimha. And he was saying that very old ancient temples and Lord Nrsimha standing there, nobody coming to him, he is alone there, there is only jungle, nobody, doing regular puja to him. So this Mataji, Krishna is hungry there, nobody worshipping him, I am going to Ahovalam. She never been in India, never. It's Azerbaijan. What is Azerbaijan? What is South India? She doesn't know language, she doesn't know anything. She said, I want to go to Ahovalam. Krishna is hungry there and you guys doing nothing? Krishna is hungry. I'm taking my Gopal and I'm going to Ahovalam. Mataji, relax, you're old lady. No, I'm going, buy ticket. She forced president of temple to buy ticket for her to Ahovalam. Okay, and we have one devotee in Vrindavan, he was also from Azerbaijan. They called him, okay Prabhuji, this Mataji will land in Delhi. You take her to Vrindavan, you take her to Vrindavan, because what Ahovalam, jungle, snakes there, scorpions and old lady in the mountains of in cave. She's in dream or something. So when she will land in Delhi, take her to Vrindavan and just keep her there and maybe she'll change her mind. When she landed with only one suitcase and all Gopal and paraphernalia, only one sari she took. Nothing else, only paraphernalia and toys of Gopal. And that car also, of Gopal. She came to Delhi airport. That Prabhuji from Vrindavan came to receive her and to take her to Vrindavan. Mataji, let's go 1 week, you spend in Vrindavan, in temples, and then you can go to Ahovalam. No, I'm going to Ahovalam. Krishna hungry there. Don't you understand? Take me to Ahovalam. She was so jiddy, so that devotee had to take her to Ahovalam. They flew to South India, they came to that city and they found some pujari there. Said, can you take us to that, she saw the photo, I need to go to this cave. Take us. And that pujari, once in a day to the jungle, he used to go there, put some offering and quickly before sunset he has to come back to his home. Nobody can stay overnight there, nobody. She said, take me there. She doesn't know language, she speaks in Azerbaijan language, But by gesture, everybody understood. Take me there. So, pujari said, well, what to do is so determined lady, what to do with her. So they took her there and they took, because he thought he was to take darshan of Nrsimha. And it's very, very risky area, At night the snakes and all kind of animals come out. So they took her and said, okay, now it's sunset, let's go back. I said, no, I'm not going back. She put the suitcase, so I'm staying here. I said, what? You cannot stay here, there's snakes there, you know. So, I mean, you cannot stay here, it's like very rural area. No, I'm staying here, go, I'll be feeding. And she said, what to do with this lady, you know. They just left her there. She was staying there. She put in the same cave, she put the towel over herself to stay there. And from mountain cave, we had to go down, get some water, go up, you know, offer to the deities, you know, everything. She cleaned the missing deity, everything, and Gopal also there. So, and she was worshipping that and bringing some fruits and roots, and people of the local villages, they became to know some crazy Russian lady came, and I mean something going on, what's going on there. So people started to visit her, and they saw local people, you know, South Indian people, started to go, oh, really, she's saintly lady, she's worshipping deities, staying for him because, and they put fruits and started to bring some food, bhoga to her. And she was feeding, and she was speaking, you know, in Russian language to them. Если я буду с вами говорить на русском языке, вы ничего не понимаете. Понимаете? Нет, ничего не понимаете. Что вы ничего не понимаете? Гопал голодный, а вы ничего не кормите его. People would you, what she's talking about? You know? And she was speaking in Russian language. You know, Krishna is hungry and you people not feeding him. How shame on you Indian people. Well, you have to... So, but nobody can understand what she's talking about. But they saw that she's so devotional, you know, they started to bring some fruits, some coconuts, you know. So she was worshipping him. And then somebody asked, Pujari came. Pujari also, his hair was like this. And he asked one day, one day they came and heard big sound coming, boom, boom, something fall down from the mountain. Because she was old lady, you know. Pujari came and said, you know what happened? You know, a snake came. Oh really? And Pujari was scared because the cobras, the real cobras. So, did she bite you? Yes, she bite me. Then, nothing. I worshipped Narasimha and did Charinamrita. I drank Charinamrita and I put Charinamrita on my leg and everything became okay. The Pujari said, see, she has such a faith in Narasimha. Narasimha which other has to come and protect her. So, the local mayor of the city and governor became to know about this lady. Real story. So they became to know about her. What's going on? Because a reporter came. Actually, how a governor became to know about her, reporters came because network, people talking. A reporter came and took interview from her and make photos. And then they put this newspaper news about this Russian lady staying, praying, worshipping the Narasimha, and we are Indians, ghar ka jogi jogra, bahar ka jogi siddh. So, Bharatiya Sanskriti, Videshi Prastuti. So governor became surprised. Governor, Bhakti car came. They came with delegation from municipality. And they were shocked like Jagannath. Looking this lady and she's keep talking. Gopal, Narasimha. So she's worshipping him. So governor decided to make a road to that place. They made a road. They started, they make guest house there, everything. So they developed it. They give budget plan to develop that place. Because of this old lady came. The place became so developed because of this Russian lady. And she became saintly lady. Like this is Alvaras, Alvaras? They became so, all people started to come and worship her. And one day, I'll make it short, one day they came and they saw she's standing on her knees, hugging her Gopal in the chair, hearing Bhagavad Gita and Gopal, and she hugged the lotus feet of Gopal and standing on the knees and praying. On the chair, she was on the knees of the ground, and chair, Gopal and Bhagavad Gita. She embracing Gopal and lotus feet of Gopal and Bhagavad Gita, and like this, and putting her head in. And they thought that she is praying. And people came and waiting half an hour, 1 hour. Then some people said, something wrong, maybe they touched her and she was not breathing, she left body in that position. And her name was Pada Seva Mataji. Pada Seva. She was worshipping the lotus feet of Gopal. And she left her body by embracing his lotus feet. Yes, and she was worshipping the Narasimha. So, that's why Bhakti is not about big Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, big shlokas, big projects. It's about the heart. And to do what Krishna wants. And Krishna doesn't want from you nonsense, patram pushpam param. He wants your heart. And that anyone can do. Anyone can do, but nobody does it, usually in Kali Yuga. And everybody know that anybody can do that. And everybody become angry with somebody who did some work which anybody can do, but nobody did it. So we know that chant Hare Krishna, do Harinam Sankirtan, and Yarade Hatare Kaha Krishna Upadesh Amaragya. We know that. This is order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Go. Suno Nityananda, Suno Haridas. Go and give Krishna consciousness to each and every house of Australia. Not just Vichara Sitaram struggling here only once for a time. We need hundreds of temples, millions of devotees and selfless Pada Sevas everywhere. Selflessly serving together. That's the key. That's the catch. Not me, but we. Nothing is impossible for a group of people for whom does not matter who will take the credit. As this transcendental team, together everyone achieves more, and that will be very pleasing to Lord Nrsimhadev, and he will appear and protect all of us and will take back to Godhead by Nityananda Airlines and business class. Vaikuntha Express. Next sankalpa, that we have to stay together, we have to serve together, families pray together, stay together, dance together, advance together, and clean together. Sing together, clean together. To the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki